Nothing halftime lead. James Brown and Hank Graham alongside with you. At Tampa Bay, Hank 248 yards in the first half. They only averaged 237 for the game.
Well, the big thing is, we talked about it earlier, you got to run to win, and that's what they're doing. When you run, good things happen.
Okay, now you talk about running. Reggie Cobb has been that guy with 75 first half yards. But again, Tampa went back to basics and did well in that first half. The basics were?
Well, here it is. They ran the ball very well. The pass protection was good. Here we see this touchdown pass.
Workman, 42 yards.
To Workman on Tuggle, who was covering man for man. He makes the catch and runs it in for the touchdown. And then we get Cobb on the touchdown play. Erickson could have run the ball in, possibly, but he runs to the line of scrimmage, dumps the ball off to Cobb, and he takes it into the end zone for the touch.
And a 24-yard field goal by Houston accounted for all the first half scoring for Tampa Bay. This is Andre Rison hauling in the pass from Bobby Hebert, a gain of 5. And again, Hank, just to underscore that, back to basics really paid dividends for Tampa. You had mentioned before that it was important that Tampa get rid of a lot of the junk right now. Stick with the basics with these guys.
Well, I think that's what you have to do. And I think we all go through this somewhere as a head coach. If you're not careful, I mentioned it earlier, you try to do too much, and then you realize, whoop, wait a minute, let's go back, and let's get back to the fundamental things, and that's what they did very, very well in the first half. Now, this team was down 31-10 against New Orleans a few weeks ago and came back, almost won the ball game, so you got to be careful. They're not out of this game yet.
Fully capable of doing it. Here is Eric Pegram showing his running ability, a flag in the backfield as Eric Pegram explodes.
See, these kind of penalties kill you.
Holding, number 66, offense, 10-yard penalty.
That's Kennedy, the left guard, holding on the play. But these are the things that kill the drive. You know, you come out of the soup, you see, you make a nice gain, and all of a sudden it's nullified because of a holding penalty. And especially down here with this field position like it is, you can't afford to make those kind of mistakes.
You come out of the soup, Hank?
Yeah.
Out of the soup?
Either that or the gumbo. Whether he's...
As you take a look at the numbers between the quarterbacks, boy, Steve Erickson, I'll make that Craig Erickson, having himself just an outstanding game thus far, and a confidence booster. I'm sure he would like to have those 2 INTs back.
You know, the other thing about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they have no penalties, and Atlanta has 5. Big difference.
2nd and 15, Hebert going up top, looking for Haynes. What a great effort on the part of Michael Haynes to bring it in, but Martin Mayhew was right there with him step for step. Hank, I tell you, Haynes almost hauled that one in.
Yeah, he almost did. He almost did. Mayhew did a good job of covering on the play, but to me, it looked like it looked like Haynes had a good chance to make that catch. Those are the kind of catches you got to make it, especially in this kind of a game. It would have been a great catch, but a lot of times he'll make that kind of a catch.
And he has certainly provided an awful lot for highlight footage in his time here. 3rd and 15.
You still have to give an awful lot of credit to Mayhew. He was with him step for step.
No doubt. Hebert drills it complete to Pritchard, and it looks like he may be about a half a yard shy of the first down marker. 14 yards, we'll call it, on that pass play. And Hank, you and I talked about, again, the first half performance by Tampa Bay. The numbers really show and tell the story there. Passing yards 169 in the first half, and Tampa averages 174.
Well, the nice thing about it is, we talked about it, I hate to keep bringing it up, but when you run the ball, then of course everybody comes up and is concerned about a run, then you can pass the ball, see? And if you catch the ball along with it, then you're going to have a good afternoon. So far, that's what's happened.
Harold Alexander pushing Gary Anderson back to the 13. And Anderson runs it out of bounds. Well, Sam White in the head-to-head battle with Jerry Glanville has not beaten Glanville since Glanville has been the head coach of the Falcons, but I can imagine that White probably didn't have to be as vocal at halftime, or maybe just the opposite. Hank, what do you think?
Well, I think you got to be careful. You can't be content at halftime when you're ahead like they are and play like they are. then you got to make sure they continue to play the same way.
Okay.
And so, you know, you can't give any accolades out. You just got to say you did a good job, but you got to, the score is 0-0. You got to come out and win again.
Well, no pass on the back either, huh? As Anderson takes it ahead. A gain of 2 on the play. Well, now, Jerry Glanville, you mentioned that Glanville's team certainly can't be counted out. The Falcons have shown their comeback ability against the New Orleans Saints. But you also think that Glanville is one of the best tacticians in the game as well.
Oh, I think he does. I think he, you know, he calls all the offense, all the defense, all the specialty teams. He's a very good teacher. You know, they haven't had the kind of personnel they'd like to have, but I think he's done a good job under the circumstances.
2nd and 8, 2 tights in for the Bucs. Erickson drills it complete. No, he dropped it. Ty J. Armstrong had it, but dropped it.
Armstrong is in motion to the left side. He goes down the field, not very wide, but not very deep. That kind of a ball should be caught. That he was concerned, I think, about trying to run to the inside and try to run with it before he caught it. You got to catch it, secure it, tuck it away, and then try to make the yardage.
And for the team, that's their 3rd drop of the afternoon. 11:53 in the 3rd quarter here. Bucs on top, 17-0. Flag on the play. Erickson going up top, looking for Hawkins. Oh! The ball was tipped before Hawkins got it by Tracy Eaton.
Boy, Eaton did a good job. I thought that was going to be a touchdown. Had he thrown the ball a little sooner, they'd have changed the scoreboard on that play.
Again, little things you're talking about, Hank.
Well, the subtle things. You know, you got to throw it up there and let the guy...
Illegal formation foul. Offense. 6 men on the line of scrimmage. Penalties decline. 4th down.
Well, you heard Jerry Markwright indicate 6 on the line. You need 7, so Glanville with maybe a corner of a smile on that.
Yeah, you don't have to have 7, but it's bad if they catch you.
Say it's bad if they catch you, Hank. The courts. Boy, you don't lose your feel for the pulse of the game, I tell you. Dan Straczynski on the punt. Back deep, Tony Smith of the Falcons. Straczynski barely gets that one away. On the run. Boy, and did he get walloped, and did he fumble the ball? Let's take a look. And it's pointed in the direction of 33-yard punt. And Dave Moore is the hero on this one.
Now the trouble with that is he tries to catch it too low. You see, you got to catch the ball by the numbers and look it into your hands. He's running with the football, trying to catch the ball, but look how low he tries to catch it. And there's no way in the world with people coming down at you that you're going to be able to maintain possession of the ball. And that's what happened. Fumble on the play.
First fumble recovery for Moore of the season, and Tampa with excellent field position at the 39 of Atlanta. Anderson. And Gary Anderson getting the ground calling duties again. Keep in mind, in the first half, Reggie Cobb left the game after gaining 75 yards on the ground, a sprained left knee. Gary Anderson had been suffering from a severe thigh bruise, and now he's back taking the handoffs. And Gary Anderson, again, not necessarily a big guy, but capable of doing it, although the numbers in recent years are down, Hank.
Well, you know, early in his career in San Diego, and then when he came here, he was one of the great backs in the league.
No doubt.
Yeah, but he hasn't been able to eat too much. Oh, that's a good track play that time, but no blocking. There's a great illustration. See what happens, you know, that runners can't run if there's no place to run and the blocking doesn't hold up. That time they try to run a trap with a guard or tackle pulling on the play and penetration on the play. Watch it now. See, look at the end coming around to block on the play like it was going to be a trap, and no blocking at the point of attack, and as a result, why loses yardage on the play.
See Willie Pete, the running backs coach, talking with Gary Anderson. Mo Gardner and Jesse Tuggle were in on that one.
4 wide receivers now.
On 3rd and 8, and Ty J. Armstrong Armstrong getting the call again, and not much doing. A gain of only 1 on the play. And give the credit to Jumpy Gathers. You know, there's a guy right there, Jumpy Gathers. The Redskins really miss him. On one leg, this guy is one of the strongest defensive linemen in the league. Collapses the pocket by himself.
No, that's terrific. And again, the other thing about it is, you know, he's so tall in the middle that he gets a good pass rush and gets a good push on people and puts a lot of pressure in the middle area on the quarterback.
Michael Husted missed a 53-yard attempt twice in the first half. This one a 54-yard.
Again.
And to the same side again. Well, Hank, obviously easy to second guess it now, saying, well, maybe they should have gone for it. Instead, it's going to be Atlanta ball when we come back. So far, it's been all treats on this Halloween for Tampa, leading the Falcons 17-0. James Brown along with Hank Stram coming to you from the Georgia Dome. And Atlanta came into this contest riding a 2-game win streak. Tampa at 1-5, the Falcons at 2-5, but it's been all Tampa, and Tampa has been doing what Hank says, the basics.
Yeah, and of course they have to start running the ball themselves. And talking about the Atlanta Falcons, they thought they could run the ball. They can't be impatient.
Looking for Risen, second catch of the afternoon for Andre Risen. 9-yard pass play, a yard shy of the first down marker. Ricky Reynolds on the stop. Go ahead.
Risen is squeaking to the sideline, saying, I imagine, throw me the ball often, throw me the ball. Look at all the room he's got on the left side. He drives the guy back, curls to the inside. The ball is thrown right on time. And first down on the play.
8:50 left in the third period of play. Falcons trailing by 17. Pegram, first down. Down to the 41, a gain of 10 on the play by Eric Pegram.
Yeah, this Atlanta team's not going to roll over and die. I guarantee you, they'll be fighting to the bitter end.
And Marty Carter, speaking of fighting, was doing a little bit of jawing. A little upset with what took place that time. Eric Pegram at 5'9", 188. It's a little unusual to hear Jerry Glanville used the word tough to describe him.
Yeah, but that's what he is. They love the way he plays, and the way, as long as he understands that he got to keep running forward and not dance through the hole.
From the 45, Hebert gets it away after being pressured by Seals, and Pegram up near the first down marker again. Bob Whitfield and Hardy Nickerson going at it over on the sidelines near the Bucs. Now, you and I were mentioning last weekend during the Tampa game, Nickerson, in our conversations, quiet, soft-spoken, born-again Christian, he says, but boy, on the field, he plays like he is just possessed.
Well, like my mother says, you know, he got irrigated on the play.
Irrigated. I guess he got a little upset, too, huh?
That's right. Not only that, he was upset. Right.
And he is a tenacious ball player, and the defense really takes its cue from Hardy Nickerson. He sets the tone.
See, that guy's 6 in the box. 6 in the box. You see 4 linemen, 2 linebackers in there. He's changing the play, and he should throw the ball.
On second and 1, he hands it off to Pegram. Pegram escapes 1 tackle, and it looks like that second effort got it. Chidi Ahanotu, number 90 of Tampa, looked to have had Pegram in the backfield, but Pegram, using those shifty moves, runs hard for the first down. Eric Pegram, and again, Hank, you talked about he's not doing any pirouetting at all, and boy, look at his numbers this year.
Oh yeah, he's become a very outstanding back, and they think he's going to take them where they like to go. He's playing with a mission. This team is playing with a mission, and that's what they talked about yesterday, especially Risen. I said, what's the mission? He said, to get to the playoff. Look at all the room on the right side. Look at the right side room, throwing wide.
Hebert going back left to first down pass to Andre Rison. So Rison has come alive here in the second half. That a 15-yard pass reception.
See what happened? They got three receivers on the right side, one on the left side. Look at all the room he's got. Look at the big cushion. Look at the big cushion. Look at the big cushion. He breaks to the outside, turns the back to the inside, and the ball is thrown a little late, but it's still a reception. And he had a good one-on-one situation also with the three people on the right side also.
Well, that's the beauty, I guess, of this offense, Hank, with so many options. First down. Ball at the 19 of Tampa. First and 10 Falcons. Pegram slipping and sliding his way down. A gain of 3. We'll call it 2. We'll bring up a 2nd and 8. 5:58 left in a third period of play. Tampa Bay on top 17-zip.
Carter, the strong safety, was blitzing on the play, but they went to the right side, and they had no chance to take advantage of that blitz. Now they go back to 4 wideouts again.
2nd and 8.
Look at, they got one-on-one on the right side again. Look at the room.
Well, my goodness, Hebert somehow stays alive after the leaping effort. Eric Curry, the big fella, I didn't think it was possible to take that much weight up in the air.
One hand. Watch the pressure on Hebert now. Look at that coming right through. That was Carter.
Yes.
Yeah, that was Carter again blitzing on the play. And look at Curry. Put him in a vice and throw him down on the play.
Well, Marty Carter can certainly carry his 200 pounds in the air.
And he timed the blitz good that time, too.
3rd and 8. Falcons 0 for 5 on 3rd down. Hebert looking for Risen, overthrows him. Milton Mack defending.
Milton Mack has been around to play with the New Orleans Saints and now playing here, but again, he's a very good cover guy, one-on-one. He covers extremely well. That play didn't have to cover because it was way too high, but normally he's a good cover guy.
So Norm Johnson comes on. This will be a 34-yarder.
He's kicked 14 in a row, James.
This season, he's got 20 consecutive already, which is a Falcons record. And this is good. So the Falcons finally on the board, 17-3. Tampa Bay on top. Well, I tell you what, this is Halloween, but Hank, I've heard about some rough nights, but my goodness.
I wonder if that's his real hair, is it?
You can tell he doesn't wear a stocking cap, though, to get that kind of hair.
No, he must be wearing a humperdinck, huh?
Norm Johnson kicking off for the Falcons. And fair caught at the 16, call it the 17, by Charles Wilson. Well, Jerry Glanville looking at the list of tricks, trying to find some way to put some more points on the board. You don't play football. A half does not make up a whole game. You've got to play 2 halves. And Tampa right now in 2 possessions, no passing yards and only 5 on the ground.
Well, there you go. You see, it's a 4-quarter game, and you got to dance every dance.
Finally, some passing yardage, and enough, more than enough, for a first down as Courtney Hawkins takes it up to about the 39, a 22-yard pass play. So add 22 yards to that passing statistic as Courtney Hawkins hobbles off the field. And the team's leading pass receiver, Lawrence Dawsey, already lost for the season with the knee injury, and now Courtney Hawkins limps off. 4:50 left in the third period of play. A 17-3 Tampa Bay lead. Ty J. Armstrong in motion. Anderson dropped in the backfield. Lester Archambault, the ex-Green Bay Packer. And Archambault had himself an outstanding game last week against the New Orleans Saints.
Watch Armstrong going in motion. Look at the great block he makes here. Look at 86. Look at this block. on the outside. Look at it. Look at it. Good inside-out block, but there was a leak on the inside, and he couldn't get through the hole. But a beautiful block. Great block by Armstrong.
The leak, unfortunately, was provided by Pat Gruber. Going for the home run ball. Caught. Copeland. Touchdown, Tampa. A 60-yard strike from Erickson to Copeland.
I couldn't tell. Certainly wasn't Scott Case trying to cover him, was it? There's no chance in the world that Scott Case can cover Copeland. You talk about a mismatch. That's a mismatch. Well,
Copeland had a 67-yard touchdown strike to his credit coming into today's game at a 60-yarder.
You see that big brown spot on the streak down the left sideline? He scorched the turf.
Big burn.
That's right.
And Tampa Bay, explosive for them this season, adding points to the scoreboard as they lead the Atlanta Falcons 24-3.
Time out.
All right, here we go with a touchdown. Let's see if Scott Case is covering on the play. Well, that sure looks like who it was. I couldn't tell whether he came from the safety position or somebody blew the coverage underneath, but there's no way in the world that should ever have Scott Case trying to cover Copeland.
And in fact, it looked like Case was trying to make up some ground, couldn't do it. Back to live action. Alton Montgomery, who hesitated before in the end zone, brought it up to the 20. There are 2 flags on the field as Montgomery hesitated, but did bring it up to the 20. And Jerry Markwright will do the housekeeping for us. Craig Erickson, 251 yards passing thus far, a career high as we listen to Markwright.
Holding number 50, Atlanta, on the return. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
And that's Ron George again for Atlanta. Craig Erickson for Tampa Bay has thrown 3 touchdowns, his first 3-touchdown game, and Sam White's not letting these guys up at all, conducting class.
That's right. He's on the soapbox on the sideline telling them, make sure now you keep the pressure on. You got to keep playing. We got a long time to go. He's full of happiness with Erickson. It's great to see a young quarterback like that make that kind of a play. It's going to be a great confidence booster, but only if they win this game.
From the 10, Deion Sanders in the slot on the far side. Hebert. Was it caught? Nope. Andre Rison, the intended receiver.
I've seen Bobby Hebert play a lot of games in New Orleans for the New Orleans Saints. I knew he came into the game with a bad soup bone. He got a bad elbow, but it looks like he definitely is having some trouble because he normally is a very accurate passer and throws those kind of passes extremely well. He's way off the mark this afternoon so far. He must have a bad crank.
No question about it. Last week he was playing on adrenaline against his ex-mates in the Dome in New Orleans.
Well, he could only throw the ball 15 yards as far as he could throw it last week.
Flag on the play on second down. Hebert. Yeah, you can tell he is definitely off the mark, and Deion Sanders was the intended receiver as he points at Milton Mack.
Was there pass interference on the play, or did they? Oh, here they go.
Offside, number 75, defense, lined up in the neutral zone, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Oh, there was
Eric
no pass
Curry,
interference.
and believe it or not, Hank, that is the first penalty of the afternoon against Tampa Bay. Atlanta has already racked up 7 penalties, 62 yards lost in the effort.
Well, those penalties and turnovers, boy, they can kill you, especially in a close game.
And again, that's 7 penalties for 62 yards against Atlanta. On second down, Hebert. Boy, he was very fortunate that time. Roger Jones Certainly had a pass that was in the area for pickoff ability. Bobby Hebert, as Hank Stram mentioned before, really no zip in that right arm because of that elbow. He is out there playing on guts and grit right now.
Watch Seals, number 98, on a stunt.
Third and 5 from the 14. Hebert dumps it off to Haynes, and Haynes is dropped short on the first down by Hardy Nickerson. Good defensive effort by Hardy Nickerson as Bobby Hebert listens to the boos. He heard boos last week, but those are from ex-fans in New Orleans. He certainly doesn't want to hear them from his new hometown here in Atlanta. Hank, I guess the question is with Bobby Hebert, if in fact he is too sore to go, Bob Galliano is the guy backing up, who certainly is awaiting duty. What do you think?
Well, I tell you one thing, you know, we've all found in coaching, you're better off to play with a healthy guy at a position rather than one who was supposed to be a very good quarterback or a good player, but can't play because he's hurt. You got to go with a healthy guy. He's having trouble. It's very obvious. And Galliano, I don't know if how he's ready to play because he hadn't played for a long time. But he would be better than what Bobby's doing now because Bobby's evidently got a bad arm.
No question about it. A 41-yard punt, 14-yard return by Anderson. Will Galliano get the call? We'll see.
Jones, the offensive coordinator, talking to Bobby Hebert, talking about what's going on. It looks like Bobby is a little concerned about the patterns, and I'm sure he's concerned also about the execution, the lack of execution so far in the third quarter and really in this game.
Play action. Erickson still with the ball, being chased by Gann. Connects to Copeland again. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A second flip for Copeland. And guess who he worked on that time? Deion Sanders.
See, that's one thing you got to be careful of. You see, you play against a great guy, supposedly with that kind of reputation, Sanders, and he's deservedly so. But sometimes you play the whole game and you don't challenge him, you see. You got to challenge him and make sure that he will cover. He didn't. He got licked on the play. Look at that. Good play action, fast. Good. The key, look at the protection. Then he jumps up into the pocket, throws it on the move. See, he breaks to the outside away from Sanders, goes into the end zone for the touchdown.
And the point after is good as Tampa continues to pile it on. Copeland with his 4th touchdown reception of the season. And I tell you, Hank, when I talked about Copeland before, the word that you used to describe him, you said lightning.
Yeah, he is lightning. He lights it up. He's like the 4th of July.
The rookie out of Miami.
Here again, the key. Good fake. Own it. Beats him to the end zone. Now look at the angle. He tries to make the tackle, but he slides off the tackle. And Copeland goes into the end zone for the touchdown. What do you give him on the back first flip? What, about 8? What?
Oh, yeah.
About a second. What do you give him? About
I give him 8.5 on that.
8.5?
Absolutely.
Okay.
No question about it. 7 catches on the season, 268 yards, 4 touchdowns for that young man Copeland, a 38.5-yard average in Erickson. You talk about building confidence, and just a couple of weeks ago we were assessing his development.
Well, that's right, but he done good this afternoon.
Say that again?
He done good.
I love it.
But what the great thing about it is he had to make 2 impromptu plays. They threw a touchdown pass to Cobb, jumping up, running up forward, and throwing the ball. Then the last time he does the same thing to Copeland.
2:21 left in the third period of play, folks. That is not an incorrect score. It is 31-3, Tampa Bay. Smith for the Falcons. Smith, one man to beat, dropped across the 45. And Tony Smith showing why he is one of the NFL leaders in kickoff returns.
Watch. Now, the nice thing about it is he's very decisive. He gets control. See, now he sees running room. He makes the cut. No delay. Makes another cut inside. Good control again. good vision. Now he tries to go for the end zone. He gets caught from the backside, but a very good run by Tony Smith.
Tony Smith, third in the NFC, averaging 28 yards on kickoff returns. Atlanta starting from the 47. Excellent field position. Hebert with time. Lofty one to Andre Rison, wide open. Touchdown by Rison. 8th touchdown of the season for Andre Rison, and he now sets a new Falcons receiving touchdowns record, 41, breaking Alfred Jenkins' mark.
And Rison says, see, I told you should have thrown the ball to me. Here he is, Rison. Boy, what a great competitor. Look at the talent. Look at this now. He's going straight down the field. They give him a bump, and he runs right by him. Runs right by him and makes the catch. A beautiful, beautiful catch. Milton Mack, I don't know what he was doing on the play. He tried to give him a little shot when he came off the line of scrimmage. Then he stood there, didn't chase him down the field. He was wide open on the play. Milton Mack looked like it.
And the point after is good. Falcons finally put a touchdown on the scoreboard, and as I mentioned, Andre Rison now the most touchdowns receiving wise for the Falcons with 41 over his career.
What was I saying about Hebert's bad arm?
Oh yeah, it is bothering him.
See? That's just typical. See, when you make that kind of a comment, all of a sudden, that's what happens. He burns you with a big, deep pattern.
Well, the other comment that you made, and again, it's still a 31-10 lead, but you mentioned this squad here of Jerry Glanville certainly has comeback ability.
Oh, yeah, they have that. They got a lot of lightning on the outside, and they can light up the scoreboard, and you better not let up because they got a lot of ways to hit you, a lot of ways to burn you, and score quickly. That's the big key.
Okay, let me ask you as a coach now, with 2 minutes left in the third period of play, still the whole fourth quarter goes. We take a look at Mike Kent. Wow, my goodness, out of uniform. Need to find out what happened there, but would you in fact go for an onside kick, or still too early?
No, it's too early. No,
okay.
Way too early, and Ken evidently hurt an ankle. They were wrapping his arm.
His elbow. That's what we saw in the first half.
But it must have slipped down to his ankle.
Wow, talk about a serious injury, huh?
And what a great player he is at that left tackle position.
16 years, and whenever they talk about Mike Kent, his peers, the word smooth and technically efficient still applies.
And he's one of the guys that doesn't have a stagger stance playing left tackle. He has a balanced stance, and his technique is excellent.
From the 8, it's Anderson. And Anderson is dropped by Ken Tippins at the 19. Well, Hank, I tell you, Sam White apparently not wanting to buy the rap that because he's got the youngest receiving core in the National Football League, averaging slightly more than 23 years of age. And there's the rookie, Copeland, who's a part of that core, driving them and pushing them. And, boy, they are holding on to the ball today.
Yeah, when the last four catches have been for touchdowns.
Pretty good number.
And when he came out of college, you know, the coaches were telling me, ironically, on the field today, that they were talking about Thomas, and they said Thomas had it all, but Copeland was a guy that had terrific potential and could be a better play than Thomas.
And is showing it today. Flags on the play.
The one thing I think now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they have to stay on the attack. They can't lay back there and try to just protect the lead. They got to continue to try to do everything they can to keep possession of the ball.
Offside, number 92, defense, lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's Lester Archambault. And you take a look at that big welt on that left arm of his. Boy, that turf can certainly take its toll on you. But Archambault, again, Hank, last week I mentioned against the New Orleans Saints, had himself an outstanding defensive game.
Yes, he did. He's a big, strong guy that has a good technique, and they like him very much. But again, going back to what we talked about, they have to stay on the attack. They have to keep the ball away from Atlanta as much as they can because they're very dangerous. They can get back in this game in a hurry.
1st and 5 for the Bucs from the 25. Ty J. Armstrong in motion. Mazio Royster, the ball carrier, as he takes it up near the 30. A gain of 4 on the play.
Royster had good lean going into the hole.
Mazio Royster is a young man that Sam White has had some good things to say about. He thinks that he's got all the requisite tools. Hank, he just needs some time on the saddle.
Yeah, that's right. And along with that, he's got all the skills, too.
And along with that, he might need some time in the saddle, too. Oh, God. 2nd and 1. Royster. Hit hard that time by Jesse Tuggle. Well, he's nicknamed the Hammer. I think that was a sledgehammer hit.
A great anticipation. He saw the cavity inside and got into the hole and made the tackle. Tuggle, number 58. Boy, what a great player he's been for the Atlanta. Watch this play now. On the left side of our screen. Watch Tuggle come into the picture here, right in here. Now watch. There he goes from the side. Look at the angle. He never even saw him coming. See, he saw the angle, turned on the afterburner, and made the tackle.
Hey, Hank, I think you saw him coming. He grimaced before he got hit. 3rd and 2. And Erickson barely gets it away as Darian Connor and Lester Archambault were bearing down on it.
He did a good job, had good presence to get rid of the football like he did to avoid the loss. Look at the pressure. Look at the pressure on the outside. He gets rid of the football. And, of course, once you start to roll to the outside of the tackle, you can intentionally ground the ball. You couldn't do that before, but you can now.
Lester Archambault is doing a nice job of getting by Paul Gruber on that side of the offensive line of the Bucs. So Archambault is showing some quickness as well. And the play clock, I believe, wound down to 0. And that is the case. There are 2 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter of play.
They got to be careful they don't give them a big play with the specialty teams. This team is capable of making big plays, blocking kicks, and also returning kicks. They can make this kind of a play a big play. Look at them all ganging up inside.
And not a particularly good kick that time. Smith spins loose, still on his feet. Has a hole. And, Coach, you called it. That's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. Bucs on top 31-10. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
Has the first shot and misses. He goes to the outside. More misses the tackle. And watch the good block. Watch this. Look at the good block by Clark right here. And he brings the ball all the way back down to about the 9-yard line. What a great run by Tony Smith.
Start of the 4th stanza, 1st and goal for the Falcons. Ball at the 9. Low snap. Hebert looking for Rison. Broken up at the last second by Milton Mack. Andre Rison scored on exactly that same pattern against the Saints last week. Mack all over it.
Yeah, Mack did a great job of coverage on the play. He does a good job. Look at this now. Good protection. Good protection. There's the ball up in the air, and Milton Mack is right there. Here again, had he thrown a little bit longer and over the top, he might have had a chance to make the catch. And plus the fact, had he thrown the ball just a little sooner.
Mack on Rison, Mayhew on Haynes. 2nd and goal. Hebert going back to him again. Touchdown! Right to Andre Rison, who worked on Mack again. 9th receiving touchdown of the season.
He did a great job of selling the quick post. Got him turned and ran right out to the outside. But it was a good pattern on Rison. Watch Rison take him inside. Look, now he's going to go inside right in here. Look, see him take him in and then break out to the outside. Ball was thrown to the perfect lead, and he beats Milton Mack on the outside corner for the touchdown.
Hey, Hank, also what a wonderful job of blocking by Lincoln Kennedy, who stood Eric Curry up on that play. Excellent job of blocking.
Yes, he did.
Well, Hank, you said we could have a ball game in the second half. Guess what? We do.
We got one.
Sponsored by McDonald's.
Tampa Bay has some strong numbers on its side, which is why the Bucs enjoy a 31-17 lead. Horace Copeland, outstanding indeed with 2 touchdowns. Erickson's numbers impressive, but Atlanta is coming back, and the special teams have led the charge.
Yeah, that's what happens. You know, you win 3 ways: special teams, defense, and offense. Now they got to do a good job of covering this kick.
And a smart move on Charles Wilson's part, halfway back in the end zone to down it. It'll be 1st and 10 Bucs from their own 20. 14:43 left in the ball game. Well, Coach, what do you see happening from here? You called everything else accurately.
Well, here again, you know, the big thing about it is you can't play defensively when you're on offense in this situation, because you know what they're capable of doing. You got to continue to saw wood and try to make something happen and get some more points.
Well, Hank, I know you were one of the guys who had his first special teams unit designated with a coach. Bobby April certainly would qualify as a guy you would want.
Well, that's right. He's a highly emotional guy. Look at him. See how nice and calm he is? Look at that. He looks like an auction he's got down there, doesn't it?
Anderson. Gary Anderson for about 3 for the Bucs. Again, the Tampa Bay Bucs lost the services of their leading ground gainer, Reggie Cobb, in the first half. He had racked up 75 yards in the first half, left late in the first half due to injury. Gary Anderson trying to pick up the mantle.
I think one thing is going to be important, if they can continue to run a little bit here on a first down situation from their normal formation, to run a play action pass, might get them another big play.
Mike Gann is the down player for the Atlanta Falcons, that defensive end who has done such a nice job, a real mainstay.
I hate to make light of this, but I remember with the great running back we had at Kansas City, Abner Haynes. He got hurt in one of our games against the New York Jets, and I ran out in the field, and I asked him, "Where'd you get hurt, Abner? Where'd you get hurt?" He said, "Right here where I'm laying."
This very spot. Miami leading Kansas City 20-3, as we mentioned. Joe Montana left in the first half, injured hamstring. Miami, the only team that Joe Montana has not beaten in the regular season.
And Miami's really playing good. You know, they finally got it all together. They had, you know, great passing offense, but didn't have running. Now they got the passing, they got the running. The defense is playing much better. Their kicking game is good. Hey, they're a legitimate good team.
No doubt about that. Don Shula made it clear he wanted an NFC-style team. He's got it now. 2nd and 7. 14:25 left in the game. The Bucs need to get to the 30 for the first down.
Watch the blitz. Now they're backing out.
Erickson has the first down.
Boy, that's a good play by the young quarterback. They try to confuse him. You see, they put the people up in the line of scrimmage like they were going to blitz. And usually when they advertise it that quickly, it's not going to be a blitz, and it wasn't. They sent a guy in motion, they backed off. Watch, see, they look like they're going to blitz, and they back out of there. And look at a great job. Look at a great job. Gethers gets pushed out of the way, and Erickson did a good job of taking advantage of the hole and picking up the necessary yardage for the first down. That's a big first down for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Ball at their 33, 1st and 10. 13:25 left in the game. Anderson wrapped up from behind by Mike Gann. A gain of 2. Tampa Bay 102 yards rushing on the ground today.
They're ganging up. They're all on the line of scrimmage, ganging up on trying to stop the run. Guarantee at the right time, the play action pass would be an awfully good play when they get maybe a little bit better field position if they get it.
And you know the veteran right there, Steve DeBerg, knows it well. There's a guy you think is going to make an excellent coach.
Yeah, he is. He's already a coach. I think he's coaching right now while he's in the uniform.
2nd and 8.
Look at, there's 7 guys in there.
Incomplete intended receiver was Ron Hall. Jesse Tuggle got a hand on it.
See, when you're running that good, see, I'd rather than drop back in the pocket. I'd just rather play action, because if it follows the pattern of the run, you're going to take it. There's the no-huddle offense now. They're using the no-huddle.
And a flag on the play. Erickson knows he has a free one. And Atlanta, I guess, caught with too many men, defensive men on the field. Now, that's what Sam White was screaming about in the first half, that he thought was being taken away from him by the officials.
Well, I think at that time what happened was that Atlanta only had 10 guys on the field, too, and that was a problem.
Okay, I guess that would be, Hank.
If you're going to make that kind of a mistake, you better make one with 12 guys
12 men on the field on the defense. 5-yard penalty. It's still 3rd down.
Coach, you haven't lost your touch. You haven't lost your touch.
Jerry Glanville really got to be disappointed in the way this game has gone for his team, because I think after they won like they did last week against the New Orleans Saints, I think he felt that they were on their way. And of course, it's still a long way from being over. But I don't think they played up the way they were capable of playing. But you have to give credit to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, because they made them look this bad, I think, so far in the game, because they've controlled the line of scrimmage.
9 penalties for 71 yards were hurt as well.
Look at all the people now. Blitz. Here they come. You bet.
Scott Case with the sack.
See, the quarterback, a young quarterback, he saw that happen. He knew it was going to happen. He should have changed the play, see? Look at all, you gotta change the play. You know you're going to get sacked if you don't change the play and pick up the blitz. But there's typical example of the young quarterback, or either if they can't change the play, call timeout or something, but don't just go back in the pocket and take the sack.
Scott Case with his first sack of the season.
That was like cellophane paper. You could see it coming.
Straight through it.
Right?
It was also pretty clear, huh? Straczynski with the punt. Smith from the 20. Dropped that time because Smith is dangerous. Boy, Horace Copeland having himself an outstanding game. A 47-yard punt, 2-yard return, but guess what? 5.0 on the hang time.
This game is presented by the authority of the National Football League, and this CBS telecast is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of CBS, the Atlanta Falcons, and the National Football League is prohibited. A mixed read by the official. One said that's in, and the other one says it's out. Let's take another look and get a verification of this play. Plenty of time to throw the ball. Look at this. Risen. River makes the catch. One out.
Okay.
He was right, the official.
Right on top of it.
It's amazing. You know, you complain about the officiating, but most of the time, the officials do a super job, and they're usually right.
Compliment well deserved. Hebert looking up top for Drew Hill. Pass interference. Flags on the play.
You know, the sad thing about this game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Atlanta's only two plays out of this game. See, when you say 14 points, you think you got to get 14 touchdowns. No, you just make 2 plays and you're back in business.
Nice way to break it down from a coaching standpoint. Joe King and Ricky Reynolds were in there on the collision. We'll find out if, in fact, it was pass interference. Here's Jerry Markwright.
And there was also a personal foul on the play. It looked
Pass
like.
interference. Number 23 defense. That's an automatic first down. We have an unsportsmanlike conduct foul.
It looks like Carter.
Number 51 through the penalty flag. It's an automatic 15 yards added on to the end of the play.
Wow, that's Riley Thomas. Boy, that doesn't help matters at all. You talk about bursting the bubble.
Okay, here we see the penalty. Look at the receivers going down the field. Look at this. The ball's in the air, and they give him the vice. They try to put him in a vice, double dip him, and that's the penalty. That's the pass interference. There it is. The ball's in the air. There's no way in the world. They mugged him. They mugged him.
Well, I erroneously mentioned that Joe King was in there, so let me get that out of the way. That was Marty Carter and Milton Mack, as you mentioned. First and 10 from the 24 of the Bucks. 11:48 left in the game. 31-17. Tampa Bay on top. Begram. And Begram, a gain of 4. Chidi Ahanatu on the tackle.
That time he was trying to run sideways too far across the formation, and by the time he got where he's trying to get, why the pursuit caught him, he's got to get up the field as soon as he possibly can instead of going sideways.
I tell you, Hank, as well as Tampa Bay has played, this would be a crushing defeat if Tampa were not to hold on.
Oh, the well as they played, it'd be a devastating defeat. No question. No question. There's a lot of time left.
11-10 exactly. 2nd and 6. Hebert looking for Hill. Did he hold on to it? Did not. Excellent stretch out on the part of Drew Hill.
He didn't hit. That's the kind of a pass Bobby normally completes. That was just a bad pass. It was too far out in front. And the protection. Look at the protection. You've got all the time in the world to throw the ball. Look at this. Look at step, throw, follow through. Let's see now.
Yeah, you're right, Hank.
Threw it a little bit too out in front.
And Hebert knew it.
Yeah, he's got to be upset.
3rd and 6. Falcons 0 for 7 on 3rd downs today. Inside handoff to Pegram. Pegram slowed up. And Hank, he only gained 4 on the play. He needed 6. Boy.
He's lucky he got 4 because they captured him almost in the backfield.
Hank, you got to go for it here. What do you think? You got to go for it.
Yeah, I know. Knowing Jerry Glanville, he's going to go for it.
You would as well, would you not?
Oh, certainly.
Okay.
You bet.
You bet. Falcons need to get to the 14. Ball is spotted at the 16.
They got 3 on the left side, 1 on the right side. Let's see where they throw the ball. If they got 1-on-1 on the right side, they might throw it there. There it is. That's where he threw it.
Caught for the first down. Hebert finds Haynes.
See, they had 3-on-3 over the other side, 1-on-1 over here. That's the place to do business. He got it there, first down.
Don't tell me a personal foul.
Yeah, another Tampa Bay personal foul.
Roughing the passer. Number 24, defense. Half the distance, first down.
That's Dr. Jones. Hank, you need your thinking caps on here. But those are the kind of plays that you don't need to allow a team back in the ball game. Ball is spotted at the 5. 1st and goal. 10 minutes left in the ball game.
Yeah, you got to keep the schoolhouse going here. You got to be alert. You can't make those kind of plays. Look at 1-on-1 on the left side outside.
That's where Risen is. Risen taps it in the air. Nearly intercepted. And Risen and Reynolds have a little battle going on. Ricky Reynolds, boy, did Tampa miss him last week. Most of the guys felt that he was going to be the guy guarding Sterling Sharp, but Reynolds, of course, coming back from injury.
One thing when you throw, watch Risen. Risen, look at, he's going to go inside. He's got inside position on him. He makes a move and goes inside, but that ball is thrown behind him. Yeah. And you got to keep that ball low in that kind of a situation, because bounce up in the air, you got the tipping drill, you got an interception. You ought to do the same thing and then break out to the outside again.
We'll see. Second and goal. Looking this time. Touchdown in Atlanta. Mike Pritchard.
Threw the ball outside. Well, we got a contest now. See, that's what happens. You play against this team. I guarantee there's no quit in this team, this Atlanta team.
Well, Coach, you said it. Pritchard comes up with his second receiving touchdown of the season.
Now he goes to the right side, outside, right side flat. All the room in the world. This guy's a good ball carrier along with it. He's used to running. He used to be a running back. He lowered the shoulder, knew what he had to do, and got the ball into the end zone for the touchdown.
Well, Coach, guess what? Got ourselves a good ball game here.
Oh, yeah.
Francisco one back. Atlanta can be in business if they could come back and pull this one out, Hank.
Yeah, they could put the open for business shingle back up if this happens.
Dust it off, huh?
Now it's going to be interesting to see with this young team of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers how they're going to react to the pressure of coming back and maintaining that lead. They got to remember they're still leading the game. They're not losing the game. They're still ahead. So they got to play with a lot of poise, not make any mistakes, and move the ball down the field.
Well, let's take a look at the body language of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who have 9:31 to try to hold on for victory here in Miami, continuing to pour it on Kansas City. Terry Kirby, the outstanding rookie out of the University of Virginia, with the touchdown run in that one. First and 10, Tampa Bay. Ball at the 20. Hawkins in motion. Erickson, sack. Second sack of the afternoon. Give the credit to Mike Gann.
See, they got 7 guys in the box. That's a good time to throw the ball. And look, there was some hesitation on the part of the quarterback, Erickson. So as a result, you know, evidently the defensive coverage was very good. Here's the box. Mo Gardner steps up into the pocket. Then he sees somebody in his face who was Mike Gann, and he gets the sack.
First sack of the season for Gann.
They got the same defense again, 7.
On second and 13 to Anderson. And he gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
Look at all the black shirts. You don't think they're hustling and playing football? There were 6 guys there on Anderson.
Ball is spotted at the 20.5, so we'll call it the 21. Jesse Tuggle, eyes of focus. Boy, talk about an important series here for Tampa, and Jesse Tuggle knows it as well. 3rd and 9. To Anderson. And Anderson, excellent hustle for the first down. Now that was good body language.
That's right, and that's what he does. That's what he does so well. He's very hard for one guy to ever tackle him in an open field tackle. This is a dump off pass here now to Anderson. Looking downfield, does a good job of acting. Now there he is. He dumps it off on the flat and throws it beautifully right out in front of the number so he can make the catch and keep running. Does a good job of running, maintaining possession of the ball. A big, big play for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
1st and 10 from the 31. Anderson. And Anderson, no gain on the play, maybe 1. We'll see where they spot it. Mo Gardner leading the charge.
Here we got there's June Jones showing on a chart, an 8-bear. talking about a pattern, something they want to run. Those were Polaroid pictures taken from the press box, sent down to the coaches to show them what the coverages are and where the people are.
Under 7 to play in the game. Bucks on top, 31-24. Hawkins in motion. Erickson with time, complete to Anderson. And Anderson written down by Jesse Solomon. So Gary Anderson has been the workhorse, coming on in relief of the injured Reggie Cobb, who left in the first half with a sprained knee.
Those are good plays to run to him because he's very dangerous in the open field. A screen pass somewhere along the line, if they continue to maintain possession of the ball, would also be appropriate for him. They also got to throw a play-action pass on 1st and 10 because they're really playing the run tough. Here they are again. Here they come.
On 3rd and 3.
Here they come, boys.
Whale of a job just to get it away. Vince Workman was wide open, but Erickson had a Falcon hanging on it. That man, Mike Gann.
Look at everybody's in the act here. It looks like they got 20 guys up there in the line of scrimmage. There's no way he can block them all. He's got to either one or two things: roll out right or left to run away from that blitz, or change the play to make sure he's got everybody in. Block.
Darian Connor on the block for the Falcons. Well, Hank, you had talked about that Atlanta special teams, and Connor showed you why.
See, that's why this team really is a great hustling team. Especially teams, they spend an awful lot of time blocking kicks. Nobody does it better than them. Connor was coming up the middle. Darian Connor coming up the middle, number 56, to block the kick. Darian Connor, 56. Watch it. Here he is. Came through like a screen pass.
And that, Hank, was the first block punt this season of a Dan Straczynski punt.
Bobby April is full of happiness.
He won't be able to sleep tonight, April.
No,
especially
that's right.
if they win it. Can you imagine if April were teaching a class on how to stay calm?
No way.
1st and 10 Falcons. Ball at the 39 of Tampa. 5:52 left in the game. 31-24. Bucks.
1-on-1 on the right side and 1-on-1 on the left side.
Hebert looking for Risen.
Whoa.
Smart move by Risen, though, Hank. As he saw he couldn't get to it, he batted it away to make sure the defender couldn't get it.
Yeah, and Bobby threw that far enough to make sure that it wouldn't be intercepted, but that was really a bad throw because there was 2-on-1. Watch Risen now. He's a receiver. Now he's a defensive back. Look at this. He tries to knock the ball, make sure that nobody, if he can't catch it, nobody else is going to catch it either. A great play, a great picture there by Andre Rison, number 80.
2nd and 10 from the 39.
The screen would be appropriate here somewhere for them, too.
Both teams at the full complement of timeouts remaining. Hebert drills it complete to Risen, who's met immediately. He's going to be about 3 yards, make it 4 yards shy of the first down. Ricky Reynolds on the tackle. 5:26 and counting left in the ball game. Falcons down by a touch. Jerry Glanville, as you mentioned, calls everything. There's Floyd Peters, the defensive whiz for the Bucks. 3rd and 4.
Look at 1-on-1 on the left side now. Let's see if they do something over there. I can't see what's happening on the right side. He's got one over here, too. There it is. Oh!
That would have been a first down catch by Michael Haynes. And Hank, on 4th down here, you got to go for it.
Oh, yeah, you got to go for it. No question.
4:56 left.
Yep. You got to go. Well, they had that on the right side. They had the same thing on the left side that time, too, but they evidently felt they're going to Rison too many times, and they might have it faded, but it was one-on-one.
Boy, talk about a big series for Tampa Bay, a defense that is young and talented. Big series here. 1 of 1 on 4th down conversions for the Falcons on the season. Hebert. Flag on the play? No flag on the play. Martin Mayhew. Boy, was that tight.
That was tight, and you got to give Floyd Peters an awful lot of credit. Calls defensively for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They held up beautifully, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, on that drive. They put a lot of pressure on Hebert, too. Watch Hebert, the pressure on Hebert. He looked left, and then right about the time he was ready to throw, the pressure started to come.
Now, Hank, this is where the Bucs could use a Reggie Cobb, who left again in the first half. Anderson has been the workhorse, 7 carries, but for only 10 yards. Anderson finally tackled by Scott Case, but not until Anderson had picked up 5. Now, we mentioned about how Gary Anderson has been the workhorse. 7 catches for 10 yards, or rather 7 carries for 10 yards, 4 catches for 49 yards. But Reggie Cobb, a stronger runner, and it certainly would be nice to have him as an asset at this point of the game.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, Jay.
What's IBM?
Timeouts at Atlanta. It's got 2 timeouts. There's plenty of time left, but the defense for the Atlanta Falcons, they have to stop this drive. And of course, conversely, talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they've got to keep generating first downs and take time off that clock and try to get another field goal or a touch.
Well, Sam White certainly has massaged his team, to use your word, Hank, along the way nicely here. And what, talk about trying to maintain the confidence of whatever they have had. This is the drive for Tampa. 2nd and 5. Anderson. No way. Dropped by Solomon. A loss of 8 on the play.
See, the nice thing about this thing is the clock is working for them, but there's still a lot of time left. And, of course,
well, Tampa.
Did Atlanta call timeout?
Yes, they did, leaving Atlanta with 1. Rison, 4:23 left in the ball game for White's squad. What's important here?
Well, now what's the Atlanta Falcons going to do? They've been blitzing in this situation in the past, but now are they going to play zone? Yeah, they're going to play soft. They don't want to give them the opportunity to make a big play on one big play, see? So they're playing zone now.
Anderson. Flag on the play. And Anderson only picked up maybe 3 on the play, but there are flags on the field. And don't forget, coming up at the conclusion of this one, the second half of our doubleheader action here on CBS. Most of you will see Dallas at Philadelphia, and it'll be the Saints at the Cardinals. That coming up right here on CBS. Emmitt Smith has got the Cowboys playing well. They've won 4 straight since his return. Ken O'Brien will be making his first start for the Eagles. Green Bay leading Chicago, make that a final. They have beaten Chicago, and the Jets knocking off the Giants.
We have offensive pass interference, number 87. The penalty will be declined. It's 4th down.
Number 87 is Lamar Thomas.
Boy, they've made some bad mistakes offensively with penalties before they got away with it. Now, the question is, are they going to try to block the punt and take the chance of roughing the kicker, or are they going to feel they got enough time left on the clock to get a good return?
Rough couple of weeks for Thomas, who dropped 3 passes last week. 4:15 left in the game. Straczynski on the punt. Smith, the dangerous one, catches it on the run from the 35 and takes it up to the 45. 33-yard punt, 10-yard return by Tony Smith.
And Tony Smith, you talk about an aggressive return on the punt. That was it. Caught it on the run. Caught it on the run. No hesitation. Look at this now. Look at, no hesitation. He's running for the ball. He sees it, catches it in stride, takes the ball down the sideline, comes out of a would-be tackler's arm, and picks up as much yardage on that play as you could possibly get.
Great effort on his part. 4:06 left, and Hank, again, a sore-armed Bobby Hebert. But what do you think the series of plays will look like?
Well, he's got plenty of time. He's going to try to do something short. He's going to try to do something short. Now you got four guys in the box.
Hebert.
There he is.
Hayes gets past Mayhew. A flag on a play. Chris Hinton may be signaled for holding on that one.
Yeah, he grabbed him. No question about the penalty on the play. I couldn't tell who it was. You saw it. Hinton grabbed him and held him on the screen pass.
Holding number 75, offense. 10-yard penalty. First down.
And that is Hinton, who has had himself overall a very solid season. Hank moved to the inside at guard.
Well, everybody, you know, the whole team that we talked to, not the whole team, but the members of the team that we did talk to, they all gave us a verification of the great job that Hinton has done at the right guard position. He's really been a tower of strength in there.
Well, easy to say or easy to see why you would say the whole team. We talked to Lincoln Kennedy. He's a pretty big guy. He looks like the whole team.
Well, that's right. He's big enough to be the whole team. That's 6'7", 350.
No doubt. First and 20. Ball at the 36 of the Falcons. Hebert under pressure. Looking up top for Michael Hayes. Incomplete. No flag on the play. Martin Mayhew defending. Martin Mayhew, the ex-Washington Redskins defensive back, right there and getting worked on.
Well, I tell you, Martin Mayhew got a lot of work when he was playing for the Washington Redskins because everybody threw at him and nobody wanted to throw at Green.
At Darrell Green,
so
that's right.
They made him a very good defensive back. Yep. Here's the play here. Look at Hebert.
And what we didn't see, again, was the wobble pass of Hebert, indicating, again, that elbow not solid.
Now they got a three-man line with 8 guys drop back.
Better looking pass that time. Andre Rison, first down, Falcons. Into Tampa Bay territory, 3:39 and counting.
A lot of time, and that time they caught him in a three-man rush with 8 guys dropping back, playing a soft zone. They hit between the linebackers and the defensive back, and that's why you got a big hole, especially in the middle.
And Rison is writhing in pain on the turf. I'm not sure if someone stepped on him or not. The clock stopped with 3:31 left in the ball game. Falcons trailing by a touchdown, 31-24 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Now here we see Rison on the top of the screen. Look at now, see the big holes. The deep guys are going back. Linebackers coming back. He threw behind the linebackers, and also the defensive back makes a good move and gets hit there by about 3 people. What happened, it's hard to tell.
Andre Rison, who did not catch a ball in the first half at all, 7 catches for 120 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he's up and moving.
Boy, he's a great competitor. He might have got a cramp, I don't know, or just a bruise.
And those touchdown numbers continue to add to his Falcon record now of most touchdowns receiving. He's got 42, having broken Alfred Jenkins' mark of 40.
Well, he's a great competitor, and again, yesterday aggressively he said, I'm playing possessed football. Look at this. Look at Sam White. Now he's talking about, you know, this is a golden opportunity for us. We can't give it away. We can't let it slip away. We got to win this game.
Hebert to Hayes with the wall of blockers. Hayes dropped inside the 25. There's a flag back near the 45. And this one may go on Chris Hinton again, believe it or not. Boy, the veteran
Holding number 70, offense. 10-yard penalty.
Whitfield.
Still
And
first
that one's
down.
on the youngster. Yeah, Whitfield out of Stanford. Second-year player.
Watch Whitfield, the right tackle, number 70. Look at this. See, it's a screen pass. He has to invite him to the inside and then go outside the block. Gee, I couldn't.
Oh, there he is holding there,
he's-
heading downfield, holding Santana Dotson.
Right, that's who it was, down the field.
And boy, Atlanta has had its share of problems penalty-wise, Hank.
Yeah, they've had 11 of them. 11 penalties.
And almost 100 yards. My goodness, 91 to be exact. Hank, that'll cause you some problems, to say
yeah.
the least.
Yeah, and it's amazing to have that many penalties.
And still be only a touchdown.
Right, only a touchdown away. Rising is back in business.
Atlanta with 1 timeout remaining. Tampa Bay with the full complement of 3. 3:09 left in the ball game. Falcons trailing by a touchdown. 1st and 11.
Look at your outside receivers got one-on-one. There it is.
To Rising, who spins and is out of bounds at about the 36.
Ricky Reynolds covering man for man on the play. See, you got to be careful because they have such great speed. You got to let him, if you're going to give him anything, let him make sure that you keep everybody in front of you so you can get up there and make the tackle.
Hey.
They get behind you, it's the bye-bye blues. Forget it.
I got to be honest, I am enjoying seeing you up here in the booth. I mean, it's like you're down on the field. You're coaching all the way. 2nd and 3. Ball is at the 36.
Well, there we go again. Look at, now they come up double zone. Double zone. They're protecting half of the field.
Looking for Hayes. Oh, intercepted, and boy,
He didn't
that one was there.
That was a touchdown. Had he thrown it over the top, it just ran out of arm.
Ran out of arm. Mayhew would love to have that one back again.
You don't get that many chances that often, but look at this. Look at this. See, not
Yeah,
enough.
he was there.
Not enough juice in the soup. Here it is again. Look at. See, he steps and throws, but he doesn't have enough on him. That should have been intercepted. Boy,
Now,
but you know what happened? He made it and hit the ground and jumped out of there. That's what happened.
You talk about not enough juice in the soup, and again, you can't underscore that enough. Bobby Hebert's arm not 100%.
No, it's amazing.
To Rising, and Rising has the first down. So Atlanta keeps the drive alive. 2:47 and counting left in the ball game, and the Falcons trailing by just a touchdown.
And they got 2 timeouts coming. They have one of their own in the 2-minute offense. 2 minutes clock. So they got 2 timeouts left, really. A lot of time. Boy, this is a lot of time.
1st and 10 from the 30 of Tampa. Low snap. Hebert. Complete to Haynes. And Haynes takes it to about the 23. A gain of 7 on a play. Should bring up a 2nd and 3. 2:12 and counting left in the ball game. Boy, I tell you, what a core of receivers to choose from, Hank.
Oh, yeah, they could all burn you. And that's why you have to be. Look at all the room on the left side. He should have snapped the ball while they were moving.
Pegram. And Pegram is hit hard. A gain of 2 will bring up a 3rd and 1, but not before the 2-minute warning is in effect. 31-24 ball game. Tampa on top trying to hold on. The Buccaneers with a record of 1-5, but Glanville's Falcons threatening. 31-24, 2 minutes left in the ball game. Falcons ball, and Hank, well, I mean, this is a situation I'm sure coaches love.
Well, what happens now? What happens now, you got to decide from a defensive standpoint, are you going to go after them, or are you going to play a zone and play it soft and not give them anything easy? On the other hand, the Atlanta Falcons, they have to take what they're being given. If they get man for man, then they got to try to make a big play and get it in the end zone. If they find a man for man.
You saw Floyd Peters talking over with Sam White just to make certain that they were all on the same page. 2nd and 3. The Falcons need to get it to the 19 for a 1st down. 2 minutes left in the ball game. Atlanta trailing by a touchdown. 4 wide receivers. Trips left.
Looks like they're coming. The corner was coming.
Hebert throws it to Haynes. Touchdown. Did he hold on to it long enough? No.
See, they caught him in the blitz, and he called the right play. It should have been caught, but wasn't, and so it falls incomplete.
Hank, my gosh. Put stickum on your hands, if anything.
Boy, I tell you. Here's the play again. Look at that. That catch. But you got to give Mayhew an awful lot. He knocked it out of his hands. Great play by Mayhew. Yeah, that was all Mayhew. Great play by him. Inside, look at this.
Rison has the first down for the Falcons. 1:47 and counting.
All the time in the world. A lot of time.
Ball is spotted at the 16, Hank.
Yep. A lot of time.
Pritchard, Haynes, and Hill to the right. Rison to the left.
They double on the outside on the left. You got to go right.
Looking for Rison.
Well, he went to Rison even though he was double covered on the play. Look at this. Look at Rison. See, right there. You got two guys in that area. The ball's way over the top.
Good leap
Right.
by Rison.
Yeah.
Who incidentally, as all Falcons fans know, was one whale of a basketball player.
Boy, look at that middle. From a run standpoint.
2nd and 10. Hebert lofting it for Pritchard. Incomplete. No flag on the play.
Boy, what a great hit by Carter.
Boy, this young Tampa Bay defense really getting a workout here, Hank.
Watch Carter come into the picture and give him a hit.
Well, the fans wanted interference, but the field judge, Don Hakes, was right there. 3rd and 10 from the 16. Hebert looking left, has found Rison. Dropped at the 9. Falcons need to get to the 6 for a first down. And you'll see the time, 56 seconds and counting. As Hebert calls the last timeout for the Falcons with 55 seconds remaining in the ball game.
That was a good timeout so they can take their time, go over to the sideline, talk it over with the coach, and come up with the correct play.
And, Coach, based on what you see personnel-wise and what has been working, what correct play would you call?
Well, that's going to be contingent on what coverage they're going to have. A lot of teams now are playing a zone. They're rushing 4 guys, and then they're leaving linebackers in the inside in the open areas. That's 7, and they're putting 4 guys lining up like a picket fence. And so they're saying, go ahead and throw it in front, but you're not going to get a touchdown, see?
Today's game was produced by Roy Hamilton and directed by Kathy Barretto. The coordinating producer of the NFL Today is Eric Mann, directed by Larry Cavallino. Senior producer on CBS is Ed Gorin, the executive in charge, Rick Gentile. Suzanne Smith was here with us, Deb Gelman, our BA, and thanks to Gary Lynn, to Steve Kleinfeld. There's Floyd Peters, his young squad defensively. Boy, I tell you, in a major league exam right now.
That's right, and he's done a good job of calling those defenses on the sideline.
4th and 3. Ball at the 9.
Yeah. See if they try to throw something in a flat to the back. They could go to the left side and throw it to the back in the flat. Let's see if this is what they do.
The back would be Peters.
No,
the blocks. Low throw intended for Michael Haynes. And it looks like Tampa may have escaped. Martin Mayhew slow getting off the turf for the Bucs, and there's another Buck who's still down on the turf, and I believe it's another defensive back.
Well, this is going to be a great win if they continue to go like it is. Nothing else crazy happens. A great win for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hebert is coming off, very disappointed in the throw. Watch him hit his head, hit his helmet. Look at this. Can't believe it, but it was a bad throw. I don't know what happened on it, but it looked like it was definitely a bad throw. But you talk about a great effort on the part of that defense to put all the pressure on them like they did. Floyd Peters and Ed Bunch, Eddie Kayette, and the whole entourage deserve an awful lot of credit for putting these people in the right position and playing the kind of a game they played defensively on this important drive.
Well, Hank, I guess a victory would be a victory no matter how you cut it, even if you allow the team, or I shouldn't say allow, because Atlanta certainly fought its way back into it, but a victory, period, is what's needed. Yeah, that's the only thing that matters. They won the game. See, nothing matters except winning the game. You can always do something about the mistakes you make, okay, but you can't change the scoreboard. Okay, well, now, look here. Sam passed out the paychecks on a down week. Maybe he can pass them out with a smile this time if they hold on. Well, you know, if he passed them out last week after the loss, players might expect a little tip this week. After. Well, Hank, you mentioned a little tip. Again, reaching deep into that bag of coaching tricks. You did that one time with the Brinks truck to drive a point home. What was that? Well, we were getting ready to play the Boston Patriots in a game that we had to win the year we were involved in the Super Bowl. I was afraid there could be some kind of a letdown. So I got a Brinks truck to come out with $15,000 worth of phony money. And we threw it on the floor in the locker room and said, this is what every person in this room is going to get. You win the Super Bowl. You see, you got to win this game today. And it was funny. After the game, a lot of guys said, gee, I was trying to find a way to take some of that money and put it in my box. I didn't know whether it was real or phony. Well, Sam White made the point that, fellas, you play this game for money, real money at that. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers rose to the challenge and move their record to 2-5. As you take a look at Steve DeBerg, yes, indeed, a happy Halloween for Steve DeBerg. So for Hank Stram, I'm James Brown saying so long from the Georgia Dome, where the final score, the Buccaneers win at 31-24. You've been watching CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League.
Week 9 on NFL Primetime. We're fully loaded. It's Halloween, but no hiding behind masks. Hey, don't be afraid. Could the Bucs impersonate a winner? Would the Jets emerge from under a giant shadow and have a lot to say in New York? Don Shula looks to tie the Papa Bear with a Dan Marino double, while the latest Papa Bear looks to scare the pack. We'll flip you out, cause we'll dress up like Cowboys and Eagles, Lightning Bolts and Raiders, Saints and Cards, 49ers and Rams. Come with me, join our Halloween party. Prime time is nuts. Boy, if they only knew. Hi, everybody. Welcome to NFL Primetime. I'm Chris Berman. Happy Halloween, everybody. First Halloween Sunday in the NFL since 1976, so a rare chance for us to go trick-or-treating. But you never go trick-or-treating alone, do you? You go with your friends, like Tom Jackson and Robin Roberts. And I think that after week 8 was kind of a dud. Yeah. A good week of football, and we've got lots to show, so trick-or-treat. Here we go. First, let's get you caught up on the late games around the NFL. Final, Dallas had to struggle in the rain. Nasty conditions, but they finally beat the Philadelphia Eagles 23-10. The Cowboys have now won 5 straight. The Eagles have lost 3 straight. Final in San Francisco, T.J. Rubley's first start for the Rams, not a good one. Well, the Niners look back, don't they? They rolled the Rams 40-17. About 2 minutes to go in this. No, I've just been told it's a final. The New Orleans Saints have come from behind and won in the land of the sun. They beat the Cardinals 20-17. This one still going on at the Mausoleum under a minute to go. John Carney's field goal has given the Chargers some breathing room. They lead the Raiders 30-20. The Chargers scoring 30 points. That's big, big news. And a final for a mile high. Early lead for the Seahawks, but Elway too much. And the Broncos beat Seattle 28-17 to go over the 500 mark. But where would you start on Halloween? You've got to start orange and black, right? You've got to start Tampa Bay against Atlanta, right? And actually, if you're thinking about going trick-or-treating, you always go, as we said before, with your best of friends. And two of the longtime friends in the league, Sam Weish and Jerry Glanville. If you believe that, we got some land for the Everglades. Here's Sam. Here's Jerry. Yeah, they're real pleased to see each other. And the Red Gun offense. Bobby Hebert at the helm. The Falcons have won 2 in a row. Hebert back to count with the 4 receivers, and then a doink off Drew Hill, doink off Monty Cotter, picked off by Hardy Nickerson. Had a big game today for the Buccaneers, and he's finally down at the 34-yard line, Tom.
Yeah, and once a quarterback throws an interception, he just becomes another guy trying to make a tackle, and Ray Seals reminds the quarterback of that.
Craig Erickson. Well, Sam Weish likes his decision-making process. Obviously, he's a youngster, hasn't started many games, and he'll learn. Vince Workman, my way back to you, babe. It's a touchdown, and the Buccaneers actually lead 7-0. Then, no bad news for Tampa Bay. Reggie Cobb, who had 75 yards before the first half was done, goes down. He was carted off, but the good news is it was only a sprained ankle, so hopefully he'll be back soon. Obviously did not return in this game. But let's get back to Craig Erickson. He had the best day of his career. Goes deep for Horace Copeland. Just burned Scott Case. He's in the end zone for a touchdown. Seen only by Ozzie Smith. The backflip. It's 24-3. Tampa Bay. More Tampa offense. Hey, 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 we're the Buccaneers. Erickson throwing on the move to Copeland again. It's 31-3, Tampa Bay. Erickson with 4 TDs, 318 yards passing, and for the second time, the backflip. His last 4 catches for Copeland have been for touchdowns. Yes, 2 touchdowns, you get 2 flips. Tampa Bay looked like they were running it up, as you kind of expected. But then, Jerry Glanville's Falcons said, you know what? We got a second half to play here. And on the ensuing kickoff after the 31-3 lead, Tony Smith tries to get the Falcons moving. He cuts to the left side, gets a wall, then cuts inside and let him go. He goes all the way to the 48-yard line. Atlanta finally has some field. Oh, the photos finally developed in the second half. That's why they knew what they were doing. Hebert to Andre Bad Moon Rison. Good defense. 53-yard touchdown. The Bucs still up comfortably, 31-10. The next Falcon drive down to the 9. It's Hebert to Rison to the corner. Touch. 31-17. Don't tell me, Tampa. Don't tell me. Don't do it. For the Buc 5. Mike Pritchard. It's a touchdown. And the Falcons have cut it to 7 at 31-24. The Falcons get one last chance. 2 minutes to go. Hebert to the end zone. Michael Haynes. Oh, but Martin Matthew sneezes the ball out of Haynes' hands. And then for Rison. Just out of his reach, complete on 4th down. You want to drill it, Tom?
Just a case of Hebert trying to be too careful with that pass to Haynes right there.
They'd say that every picture tells a story. This one says the Buccaneers won. By the way, that was Steve DeBerg, the oldest player in the league, I guess finally showing his age, as Tampa Bay has a better record than the Falcons, folks. Tampa Bay beats Atlanta by the count of 31-24, and we told you the big, big day for Craig Erickson. That game turned out to be an exciting game, and Sam and Jerry put on a little show for us.
Yeah, they did. I think the most interesting concept of any game between the Falcons and the Buccaneers are the two coaches and their relationship. Today, Sam Weish running up the score on Jerry Glanville. It turned out he needed every one of those points, so I think we can look forward to them running up the score in the future.
Well, it was intriguing, and but Tampa Bay, a road win. Boy, the Buccaneers break them up. Orange and black on Halloween. That's what you needed. As we go inside the numbers, Horace Copeland, we told you that his last 4 catches in the last 2 games have been for touchdowns. He's got that backflip down. Early on, he was upside down, but now he is right side up. What a difference the last 2 games have made. Tampa Bay flies home a winner. Coming up, Cowboys and the Eagles. So you know what Philly tried to do. They tried to nurse Dallas into submission. And could it be a record-breaking day for a record-tying day for Don Shula? The Chiefs and Dolphins battle it out at Joe Robbie. We'll be back.